Hello friends, welcome to all of you. In previous lecture, we discussed part first of difference equation, including the points, the definition of difference equation, order of difference equation, and the solution of difference equation. That is, complete solution is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. We covered complementary function. This point only in first part. Now in second part we are moved towards the second part of complete solution, that is particular integral. So the solution of difference equation is given by f of a solution of difference equation f of e into yn, which is equal to f of n, is given by y is equal to cf plus pi, where cf denotes complementary function and pi is a particular integral. When f of n is equal to 0, then solution of equation f of e into yn is equal to 0, and it is given by y is equal to only complementary function. Here focus on main 2 points, that is, first of all we have to convert the given equation in the form of shifting operator, or we have to remove the forward operator which involves in given equation, and instead of that we have to write e by using the relation delta is equal to e minus 1. And if the given equation involves yn plus r, then instead of yn use yn plus r is equal to e raised to r yn. So let's start the point of rules of finding particular integral for complete solution of difference equation. Consider the difference equation f of yn, which is equal to f of n, equation number 1. Here f of e means a0 e raised to r plus a1 e raised to r minus 1 plus and so on plus ar minus 1 e plus ar. Take a common term yn outside the bracket, which is equal to f of n. Now the terms which are written in bracket called as auxiliary equation when equated with 0, then the pi is equal to 1 upon f of e into f of n. Clearly pi is equal to 0 if f of n become 0. Case first for finding the particular integral. If the given function which is in the RHS of given equation f of n, when it is equal to a raised to n, then use the rule for pi, which is equal to 1 upon f of e into a raised to n, which is equal to a raised to n upon f of a, where f of a is not equal to 0. In case of failure, that is if f of a is equal to 0, after substituting the value of e is equal to a and f of a is equal to 0, then take a differences as 1 upon e minus 1 a raised to n is equal to n a raised to n minus 1. If again in this case we get a failure, then take a second order difference as 1 upon e minus a square a raised to n is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial upon 2 factorial a raised to n minus 2. 1 upon e minus a cube into a raised to n become n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial upon 3 factorial into a raised to n minus 3. This is our case first. Case second, when f of n is equal to sin kn or cos kn. It means that when f of n is in the form of trigonometry functions sin or cos, use the exponential values of sin kn or cos kn. That is, sin kn is equal to e raised to I kn minus e raised to minus I kn upon 2i, and cos kn is equal to e raised to I kn plus e raised to minus I kn upon 2, and find particular integral as in case first. Now case third is when f of n is equal to n raised to p, means constant raised to p, where pi is equal to 1 upon f of e into, then the pi given by 1 upon f of e into n raised to p. Here first of all replace e by delta by substituting e is equal to 1 plus delta, so that the pi become 1 upon f of 1 plus delta into n raised to p. Taking the lowest degree term common from f of 1 plus delta to get an expression of the form 1 plus or minus phi delta and take it to the numerator to become 1 plus or minus phi delta raised to minus 1. Now expand this term using binomial theorem up to pth degree as p plus 1th difference of n raised to p is a 0. Following expansion will be useful to expand 1 plus minus phi delta raised to minus 1 in ascending powers of delta as 1 plus x raised to minus 1 can be expanded as 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube plus and so on, or 1 minus x raised to minus 1, and express f of n is equal to n raised to p into factorial notation and operate on it term by term. Now case 4 is fourth case when f of n is equal to a raised to n into g of n, where g of n is any function of n. Take a pi is equal to 1 upon f of p a raised to n into g raised to n and use the rule 1 upon f of p a raised to n g of n is equal to a raised to n into bracket 1 upon f of a into g of n and proceed as case third. Now one by one we take one example for each case. Example on case first, solve the difference equation yn plus 2 minus 3 yn plus 1 plus 2 yn is equal to 5 raised to n. First of all, given difference equation, write as in the form of shifting operator, that is e square minus 3e plus 2 into yn, which is equal to 5 raised to n. From this take a auxiliary equation and equate with 0. E square minus 3e plus 2 is equal to 0. Then the roots of these auxiliary equations are 1 and 2, which are both real and distinct. So complementary function of for this difference equation becomes c1 plus c2 2 raised to n, and pi is equal to 1 upon f of p into f of n, which is equal to 1 upon e minus 1 into e minus 2 multiplied by 5 raised to n. After substituting the value of e is equal to 5, we get 5 raised to n upon 5 minus 1 into 5 minus 2. Then the final solution of pi is equal to 5 raised to n upon 4 into 3 means 12. Hence the complete solution of given equation yn is equal to cf plus pi. Cf is a c1 plus c2 into 2 raised to n plus pi is 5 raised to n upon 12. Now an example on case second. Here the given difference equation is equated with cos 2n. Hence the value of capital F of n is a cos 2n. So we use case second for finding particular integral. Given difference equation become e minus 2 into yn is equal to cos 2n. So the auxiliary equation is e minus 2 is equal to 0. The roots of this auxiliary equation is e is equal to 2. Hence cf is equal to c into 2 raised to n. By using case second, we calculate the particular integral as 1 upon f of p into f of n, which is equal to 1 upon e minus 2 into cos 2n. Now use the formula of cos 2n as e raised to 2ni plus e raised to minus 2ni upon 2. Take a constant which is in the denominator of second term 2 and give separate to each term as 1 upon 2 1 upon e minus 2 into e raised to 2i raised to n plus 1 upon 2 into 1 upon e minus 2 e raised to minus 2i upon 2i raised to n. Operate 1 upon e minus 2 on e raised to 2i and e raised to minus 2i raised to n. We get 1 upon 2 e raised to 2ni upon e raised to 2i minus 2 plus e raised to minus 2ni upon e raised to minus 2i minus 2. After simplification, we get the particular integral as cos 2 into n minus 1 minus 2 cos 2n upon 5 minus 4 cos 2. So the complete solution given by cf plus pi as c into 2 raised to n plus cos 2 into n minus 1 minus cos 2n upon 5 minus 4 into cos 2. This is our complete solution for given equation. Now example on case third. Similarly, for this example, we take auxiliary equation and finding the roots of auxiliary equation. The roots of auxiliary equation are the imaginary pairs of complex number. So the CF is given as r raised to n into c1 cos n theta plus c2 sin n theta, where r is equal to under root alpha square plus beta square. That is, the value of alpha is 1 by 2, so alpha square plus beta square become 1 upon 4 plus 3 upon 4 is equal to 1. And theta is equal to tan inverse of beta upon alpha, which is equal to tan inverse of minus root 3. Therefore, tan inverse of minus root 3 is equal to minus pi by 3. So CF becomes C1 cos n pi upon 3 minus C2 sin n pi upon 3. And the Pi for this equation is given as 1 upon f of a into f of n, which is equal to 1 upon e square minus e plus 1 into n square. So hereby take some construction as n square minus n plus n, then use the relation between shifting operator and delta as 1 upon 1 plus delta square plus 1 plus delta plus 1. Instead of e, we use 1 plus delta and move towards 1 upon 3 plus delta, 1 upon 3 plus 3 delta plus delta square into n into bracket n minus 1 plus n. After simplification, like this, read each term by using expansion of 1 plus x raised to minus 1, that is 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube plus and so on. Expand each term from the step 1 upon 3 into 1 minus delta plus 1 upon 3 delta square raised to minus 1. We get 1 upon 3 into n minus 1 minus n plus 1 upon 3. So the particular integral, final solution of particular integral is 1 upon 3 n square minus 2n plus 1 upon 3. Complete solution is given as CF plus Pi. So the complete solution yn is equal to C1 cos n pi upon 3 minus C2 sin n pi upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 into n square minus 2n plus 1 upon 3. Now next example is based on case 4. Similarly, we find the auxiliary equation from the given equation and find its roots. Hence CF given by c into 2 raised to n, and particular integral is given by 1 upon f of a into f of n. Here in the given equation, RHS is in the form of 3 raised to n into n square. So we use case 4 for particular integral as 3 raised to n into 1 upon 3 e minus 2 into n square, because 1 upon f of a raised to n into g of n can be written as a raised to n upon f of a into g of n. So in third step, 3 raised to n into 1 upon 3 into 1 plus delta minus 2 into n square minus n plus 1. Take a construction part here. After simplification and by using the formula of expansion, that is 1 plus x raised to minus 1 for 1 plus 3 delta raised to minus 1, we get 3 raised to n into 1 minus 3 delta plus 9 delta square minus and so on, and operate each term on n square plus n, which is in the form of factorial notation. We get the final particular integral as, see these all steps. The final solution of particular integral is 3 raised to n into n square minus 6n plus 15. So complete solution yn is given as CF plus Pi. Therefore the complete solution yn is equal to c 2 raised to n plus 3 raised to n into n square minus 6n plus 15. So in this session we explain the rules for finding particular integral of a difference equation and examples for each case to finding particular integral. So here we stop this session here. Thank you.